Morning, beloveds. Okay, so what am I here today to talk about? What has been coming for me is seeing as the maturity of this simplicity of being comes, life becomes in a way more simple. And somehow the seeing becomes more clear. This is not about judging. This is just about seeing. And if you can take it for what it is, then that's what I wish. It's not about judging anybody. It's about showing what I am seeing. If it makes sense to you, use it, listen to it. If it doesn't, just throw it in the bin. Maybe it's not for you. Don't take it personally, and if it has something that resonates with you, then really look into it for yourself and see if it gives you any guidance or can help you to move to another step within yourself. Basically, I have a couple of stories of what has happened, maybe, which illustrate something. I see that a lot of the time we are constantly saying that I want this and I want that, and we are putting a mask on constantly. We don't really want to be seen. We don't want what we see as our wounds to be seen. And that is also quite appropriate at times for us to go within and to not be too out with all our problems, because if we're not with the right or the correct people that can hold that space, they will just encourage us to be in our drama. And there's nothing wrong with drama either. It has its place. Everything has its place. It is all about the energy of how it is used. I'll give a story, for example. I had a young friend of mine who is having some difficulty because he's broken in a relationship. And he is devastated, as we all are, when a relationship breaks with somebody that we have been spending what we think is intimate time with this person, and maybe we've been lovers with them, we've made love with them, we've shared the bed with them, we've done a lot of things with them, and we have this connection, and we've got used to each other, and maybe we're even taking each other for granted. We got into a habit of being together. Anyway, so the story is that he's broken his relationship, and of course he's devastated. And he even understands that he has sabotaged it himself, because from past experiences he'd been hurt, so he wasn't really acknowledging the relationship, even though it had been for over a year. And it's not really about that. That we all know. I mean, how many times have I been through that, you know? We've all been through it and been devastated at times. But what I found so funny was that at one stage we were on Skype, and at one stage he picks up the phone. I say, yeah, sure, answer the phone. So he answers the phone of another friend. And this friend, I'm listening to their conversation, and I've been talking to him about being authentic, about being real, and about being authentic and real. And this friend is saying, it's a woman, and this friend has said several times, are you okay? Now she can feel that something is wrong. And he goes, no, I'm fine, everything's great, and I'm going, and I'm on Skype, and I'm going, no, it's not. why are you saying that? And he's going, no, no. And the girl's going, oh, who's that? And he says, oh, it's somebody on Skype. It's my friend on Skype. And she says again, are you okay? And he says, oh, yes, yes, I'm fine. Everything's good. No problem. Anyway, eventually he gets off the phone and I say to him, why are you lying? Why are you putting this face on? I'm not saying you have to be miserable and cry on the phone to this woman. But why can't you just say, yes, in this moment I'm having a bit of a difficult time and I'm working on it and I'm just talking to a friend about it at the moment. And yeah, so of course I'm getting on with it, but yes, at the moment it's not so easy. Because the whole conversation we'd been having was about authenticity and about living your truth and not putting a mask on. And right in front of me, when I had been saying all this, he was still in the habit of doing the same old. And I pulled him on it, and he still kept giving me an excuse why it was okay for me to do it, instead of looking to see that in that moment I had just caught him, not to make him wrong, but just to look and see how much bullshit. So if he was doing this, not with his beloved, but with somebody who was a friend, and he couldn't just say, yeah, I'm having a bit of a difficult time at the moment. Yeah, I'm dealing with it, but it's not so easy at the moment. But no, to suddenly come up and say, oh no, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm no problem. Then we wonder why our life is not working. If we are not authentic, if we are not truthful, if we are so afraid to show that we have anything difficult going on, how can we expect it from somebody else? So this is one story. It's just really an example of how we are constantly saying one thing and crying about things and then we're not being authentic. I don't say you have to tell everybody your private business. But you don't have to tell them the whole story. You can just say, oh, sorry, I just need to leave it at that. But not to give an outright lie. Because you're lying to yourself. How can anybody know you if you're not ready to show yourself? And many people are in their misery and they're in their drama and all they're doing is talking about their drama. And all they're doing is every minute, oh, everything in my life is terrible and everything. And you go, no, not everything in your life is terrible. Oh, it's always like this. And I said, no, it's not always like this. It's like, when are we going to get real? It is important to be in your integrity. It is so important to not be lying to yourself. And you don't have to tell somebody the whole truth, but you do need to be honest. Because if you are not honest, how can you get honesty back? How can you expect anybody to be honest with you? If you are in an illusion, if you are playing a game, then the other is going to play a game with you. In India here we have karma. And it's like, you give what you get. You get what you give. You don't have to wait for karma for other lifetimes. You get it straight away in this lifetime. And the more mature you are, the more it will come back to you straight away. So if you want somebody to be in integrity with you, you need to be in integrity with them. How can you ask it from them if you're not ready to give it? And to find a way not to be a whinging, whining, miserable drama queen, because nothing wrong with that for a while. You do it, you have the release, and then you move on. And then you maybe have it again and you fall in the hole and you're sad, or whatever it is, and you do it again, and then you get on and live your life. So this is one story. The second story is an old one for me. I see many people who have been around the tracks for a long time, because obviously I've done a lot of therapy. I have been a therapist. I've been working on myself a lot, doing a lot of therapies also, doing a lot of things. And what I see at some stage is that we get stuck with the practices. And I have talked about this before. But we are not living the practices, what the practices give us. We're not living the understanding of the practices. We are still keeping the mask. And so the other day also something happened, and I found it quite, I would say that I probably found it quite sad. Not sadness in me, I mean, what can you do? You accept that people are where they are. But what I found was this person was putting this mask on, and in all the Facebook posts there's all this, oh, I'm fine, I'm happy, oh, life is great, oh, this is the sunshine, everything. And all this is true, this is great, but this is only part. Something happened, and say for example you go and bang your toe on the thing, or you break something, and you have to take the responsibility for that. Or you have to go, wow, ow, that hurts. Or you do something and you go, oh shit, I've just broken that and now I've got to replace it, or I've got to do something with it. And of course nobody wants it to cost you money, and nobody wants to do this and stuff, but we don't want to take the responsibility for things. And we don't even want to take the responsibility that we are sad or that we are unhappy. And this is the mature people. This is the mature people that are online, that are teaching people, that are teachers, that are guides for people. And it is beautiful. People that are mature are guides. They always have something to share, which is beautiful. But if they are not really ready to also share that they sometimes have some difficulty, and there is a point where one cannot, that one can see the difficulty and can accept that and doesn't get lost in it, and that is a maturity. But I see so many teachers, well, not so many, but I see few, I don't even know, teachers, guides, people that are mature on the path, that are basically constantly, oh, it's all lighter than light, and it's all this. And they never say that they make a mistake. It is okay for us to fuck up and make a mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. Even my beloved master, as if I remember correctly, in one of the discourses, he said, I am not infallible. You know, things happen. And to think that it has to be what you think is perfect or what you think is right, you are going to be disappointed. Existence sends us all sorts of tests to see if we are living what we are speaking, what we are talking. Every time, if we are mature people, we will be tested in our day-to-day life, in the most simple things, to see if we are living what we say. If we are putting into practice our in actions, our understanding and our words. And what I see with many of these mature people, they get to the point where they are the guide, they are the teacher, and they like being the guide and the teacher, and because of that they can, actually most people will believe them, because most people maybe aren't as aware or where they are on the path. So in a way they can con these people. And then these people think, oh my God, I must be so fucked up because I still have stuff going on. Oh my God, I must be so terrible because my life is not all lighter than light. I still can cry, I can still hurt. If somebody comes and shouts at me or yells at me or covers me in vomit, I'm covered in vomit. If somebody punches me on the nose, I go, ow, that hurts. If I stub my toe, I go, ow, that hurts. It doesn't mean I stay with it. It means I move on with it, and this is the maturity. But what I'm seeing is all these people, and then they wonder why everybody else is going, oh my God, they always have it, they've got it right, they're never unhappy, they're never sad, they never have anything happen to them. It must be me, I must be such a terrible person, I must be doing something wrong. We, as mature people, have to be ready to own that stuff still happens to us. And yes, there is a maturity that comes where you can watch that and walk through that and not say that that doesn't hurt. It hurts, but you don't have to cling onto it and make a drama out of it. You have your drama if you need it for a few minutes, and then you move on. So really, I'm talking to the mature ones. I'm talking to those people that have got stuck in practices. It's like you go to the church. In the olden days, it was like, oh, you go to the church for an hour on a Sunday and then you'd come back and do whatever you do, which was maybe with awareness or without awareness for the rest of the time. Now I see it, people do it with meditation. They go off to do meditation. They maybe do 100 dynamics but they're still angry in their life. And what they're doing with the dynamics is they're taking the pressure cooker off. But then when something simple happens and they get tested, they don't realize that that is a test. That's really seeing, where am I really within myself? I don't know if this video makes any sense, really. It's very difficult to... This has been mulling for a few days, and somehow this is why it's called Suchira Gibberish. And then, you see, this is also the other situation I've been seeing, is that I've been watching posts on Facebook and stuff about people bashing gurus or bashing spiritual guides. And saying, oh, this person's not enlightened, this person is enlightened, this person mustn't be. What the fuck does it matter? If you are clear, then you will see, you will know. If you are not clear, how can you judge somebody? If you're still judging, and then you start, something's happened maybe with your teacher or with your guru or with an enlightened person, whether they're enlightened or not, I don't know, but somebody that you have found as an incredible guide. Why do you want to pull them down? Why do you not understand that maybe it's time for you to leave this person because you have learned what you can from them and you have got what you can from them, and maybe the step is that you're going to step up and take your own advice now because you're in that maturity, and maybe you don't need to be with that person anymore. Whether they're a charlatan or not, it doesn't matter. You will have learned something from it. Bow your head and thank them for what you have learned. Your enemy is your greatest friend, because your enemy will tell you what your friend will not. And your friend can become your enemy overnight. I can guarantee you that. 1 minute somebody will think you're the greatest thing in the world and things. But if you get to the point where you do something that they don't like, or it hurts them in some way, then you won't be their friend anymore. You won't want to have anything to do with them. This I've seen so many times. So watch your judging. See when it is seeing and you are seeing, but see when you are chewing on it and you are trying to get other people to not follow other people because of something that has hurt you. It's a very difficult one to do. As I have understood it from myself, at the beginning when you are maybe working with somebody, it is like they are at kindergarten. And they come and they ask you, and everything, in a way you take care. They are a baby. They've come to you. They are maybe not trusting anybody, and they need to gain some trust. And you respond to them. And in my experience, it's like they're at kindergarten. You wipe their bottom. You put them down to sleep. You take a bit of more responsibility for them. You make sure that they've got their food. You make sure they've got your bottle. You make sure that they are safe in a safe environment. Now, as you mature, as the person matures, they will go like to high school. And when they are in high school, they will still have a teacher, but they will be in a bigger classroom. The teacher will take less care for them. They will still go to the toilet. They will wipe their own ass. They will be given homework. They will be put assignments to do so. They will do their own thing in groups. And they will be taken less. They will get less attention in this way, and they will be given more responsibility. As you mature, you go to high school, and even then you will be given more responsibility, more freedom, but more responsibility to do your own work. You go to university, you go to college, you will have to take more responsibility. You will be given the things, you will be given the information, you will be given a lecture, and you will be writing your own thesis and doing it. Now, this is the same as when you are with somebody that you find that is a guide for you. I'm talking about an enlightened person. The enlightened person now is not necessarily the guru. The enlightened person may just be an ordinary person. In my understanding, an enlightened person wants you to meet them. They do not want to be put higher than you. They do not want to be put lower than you. They are in a role, and the role, or the function, as Osho said, it's a function that they are playing, is they may be holding space for you. They may be giving you some tools that you can use. They may be suggesting some things. But ultimately, it's up to you whether you choose to use them or you don't use them. Ultimately, it is your responsibility. There are many things you will not understand. The way a teacher works, the way a therapist works, is they're working with structures. They have a set group, they have little boxes, and they work through that. And at the beginning, that is fantastic. But the way that an enlightened person, or as I understand it, the way in which I see that I work, or the work comes through me, is that I have sometimes no idea what I am doing. I respond to the situation. It is not my business to know what is your business. It is my business to put some light on something. Whatever comes through me, I know when it's clear. In the beginning, I knew when it still had my personality stuff involved. And I mirror and I put the light on, whatever. I have no idea how it works. It just is what it is in the moment. And I will get a piece of a jigsaw puzzle, but I will not know the whole picture, because it is not my business to know what is yours to discover. It is my business to allow some light to come on it, and for you to do the homework, and for you to do the work on yourself if you feel connected. If you feel that this resonates with me, then you have to do the work. You can't keep doing the old patterns and then start crying that nothing is shifting. I cannot do it for you. I do not want to do it for you. I am not going to carry your stuff in my backpack. So be aware that if you are around somebody who is a guide, and they may not be calling themselves a guru in this time, because this is the time of friends. They are further along the road than you are. They have walked the path longer than you. And maybe if you trust them enough, they may be able to give you some light. But it is up to you, or give you some tools, or give you something. If you trust them, you're going to have to understand that you may not understand what they are, where they are, because they are further along the road. How do you know what blue is if you've never seen blue? Somebody has to sometimes maybe show you something, and you have to trust them. But really, if somebody in this time is truly guiding you, they will not want you to become dependent on them. For a while you may walk with them, and even later on you may still touch back in with them, because you can trust them that they're not trying to take anything from you. They are encouraging you to find you. So stop this bashing of people. Stop this. If you have a problem with somebody and somebody has been incorrect with you, that you have called your guru or your guide, okay, have the courage, put it out saying, this is my story and this is what has happened. And this is what I see from it for myself. If you have to expose somebody because you really feel that they are off, do it. But don't take up a vendetta. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your awareness in your bitterness. Move on and learn the lesson from it. Because if you have not learned the lesson from it and the understanding from it, you will need to go through it again. Because you have probably been at some point giving your power away. And then you can blame the other as much as you like, but the other is not responsible for you. You are responsible for you. Okay, when you're a little child, you don't have a choice. But even those experiences come. And if you can turn them around, they can be the most incredible gift that you've ever been given, even if it was the most horrendous situation. Many of my friends who are teaching now have gone through horrendous stuff in their youth, but they are the people, they have walked through it and they have worked on it and they have managed to make it an incredible gift for them so that they can share and help other people on the path from their own experience. If they hadn't had that experience, how could they show the way? Keep moving on. Don't deny things. Be ready to expose things if you need to, but be ready to see what is the lesson for me. Where am I? Am I getting lost in bitterness and old stuff? What do I need to learn from this? What is the gift in this? Don't beat yourself up. In a way, don't even beat the other up. So what if your fucking teacher makes a mistake? So what if your guru makes a mistake? In your eyes. Maybe they're making a mistake. Maybe that's their lesson. You know, we are in human bodies. We have still this body cellular structure. We still are working in this world. We are still in a human body. As I say, if I hit my toe against something, I go ow. It hurts. I don't chew it so much anymore, and I look at it, I see what is the understanding from this. Eventually I definitely go ow. I definitely have my tears sometimes. I definitely say I don't like this. And then I get on and say, okay, why is this coming? What is the gift of this? What is this for me? We are continuing to polish even once we move into this space, even once we realize ourselves. There is a polishing of the diamond that continues. Existence will continue working on us, and we will be asked to step up again and again. And anything we're putting out, anything I'm putting out to you, I will be tested to see if I am living it. I have to be in authenticity. I have to be in integrity. Because how can I ask or show you something if I'm not ready to do it? So be a little bit more gentle. An enlightened person, especially if they've been walking a while on the planet, they are going to be total in everything they do. So even if they fall in love with somebody, or they are in love, or if they are in relating with somebody, they will be total in that. They can only be total in it. And if that relating breaks, there will be pain for that person probably, because they have been total in it. So my darlings, be kind with yourself. Yes, expose things if you feel that they are really wrong, but be aware of how much you want to chew on it and how much that is not helping you to grow further yourself. You are getting lost in the, and I don't mean the thing, the drama is small. I'm just saying don't get lost in it, because all you do is lose yourself. And in some respect, if somebody has done something that has been out of integrity with you, if you get lost in it, then you let them win. You let them win. Many of my friends have been through so much. I have been through stuff, so much stuff. I mean, everybody goes, oh, you have it easy, Suchira. You know, you don't know anything. I I have been tested like you wouldn't believe. I have had to fucking walk my stuff. And I am very grateful that I have got to the point where I am now, where I can bow my head to the most difficult things that come. I don't like them. I definitely don't like them sometimes. And they definitely make me go, ow, at times. And I definitely get vomited on because I'm not ready to play the game. And I am going to, my job is to show on the deepest level what you are hiding from yourself. Not through judgment, not through anything, but if somebody comes towards me and asks, then they better be ready because they're giving me permission. And I have a bullshit detector like you wouldn't believe. So I will pull you on the most simple of things. Because it's not the big stuff, it's not doing the big groups, they're very useful. But it's in your day-to-day walking of it. And like I said in the beginning with this young person, the person who is ready to be 1 minute all broken down with me, and I'm saying you have to start to be more in your integrity with your relating, and you have to be ready to show things. Otherwise, how can you expect the other to do? In the next moment, he's on the phone, right in front of me, doing the opposite. And when I tried to pull him on it, he was rushing off to the next thing, to the great thing. And I'm going, no, come back here, just now, look and see what you just did, in this moment. And the lesson was in this moment. And it was there to see his inauthenticity. And he's putting the mask on because he didn't want this person to know the truth about him. He wanted to play the game still that he was all right. And I'm the perfect person. And we're all perfect in our imperfection. Anyway, this is my gibberish for Sunday. It's a long one. Don't know what it's about. I hope you enjoy it. I love you heaps. Have a most beautiful day. Watch your judging. Expose what you need to expose and then move on. Get on. See what it is for you to learn. I love you. Have a good one. Be gentle.